World War Z is a movie about an emerging outbreak with rabies-like symptoms causing humans to enter a frenzied state. Basically, it's about zombies. Throughout the movie, we follow the main character, Jerry Lane, an ex-UN investigator whose primary focus is keeping his family safe. To get out of his zombie-infested city, he ends up making a deal with one of his old contacts to fly them out by helicopter. This takes them to a military safe boat, where Jerry realizes that to keep his family on the safe boat, he must be essential personnel, which leads to him going on a journey across the world to find the origin of the virus and hopefully a cure.
Go. They're gonna kick us off the ship.
What?
If I go, you, the girls, tell me I have a place to stay. If I don't, back in Philly time.
Despite World War Z's central premise of social breakdown and destruction, society needs community to function at its best, and World War Z demonstrates this idea. This theme has been seen in many popular movies recently.
Look, we got off to a bad start, but we're on the same side.
Very early on in the film, social breakdown is displayed in a very obvious way. This is particularly clear in the scene when Jerry and his family stop at a grocery store for supplies. In this scene, pay attention to how film techniques are used to create a state of disarray and chaos.
Medicine? I'll get us something to eat. I'll meet you back here.
This scene is full of sudden crosscuts, where the scene rapidly shifts back and forth between Jerry and his wife. These cuts create a tension that demonstrates to the audience just how chaotic and disorderly society has become. Lights flicker on and off constantly throughout the scene, which puts the audience on guard and creates an uneasy feeling. The lighting and cuts that are used in this scene reinforce to us that society is disintegrating, in addition to what is actually happening in the movie's world. Society's breakdown is shown at its peak in the latter half of this scene, when a police officer enters the store. Initially, Jerry puts his hands in the air, expecting the officer to intervene. However, the officer runs past Jerry to loot with everyone else. At this moment, the police officer, a symbol of social order, has joined the chaos rather than attempting to stop it. Despite this extreme chaos and social breakdown, we see that people are driven to come together, even people who never would have associated with each other normally. Everyone has a new common cause drawing them together. This concept is most clear in a scene early on in the film, when a family who doesn't even speak the same language as Jerry provides shelter to him and his family, as they run away from the zombies that are chasing them. Notice how the scene is full of powerful red light, symbolizing danger as Jerry's family avoids the zombies, but transitions to a safer, green hue when the other family invites them in. This shift in colors demonstrates how the community between the two families is safer than the outside world, where Jerry and his family were alone. The idea that people who would never interact are brought together by the apocalypse is seen again later on in the movie, on an even larger scale in Israel, where the government anticipated the infection coming and built a giant wall for protection. Behind this wall, Jerry sees Palestinians and Israelis, people who had been fighting for years, praying together. This community highlights the virus's ability to draw people together, despite the social breakdown that it causes. The apocalypse bringing people together is a concept that leads directly to people doing good things for one another, and helping one another, even in small ways. A perfect example of this is when a complete stranger gives Jerry medicine for his daughter, when he easily could have kept it for himself.
They outgrow the asthma, supposedly. And this shit too is magic for my kid. Thank you.
These selfless deeds for others fosters a sense of community, and leads people to do something even bigger, sacrifice for the collective good. Instead of helping one person or doing one good act, the characters in World War Z quickly begin to sacrifice themselves to help a mass population of people.
Israel better pay off.
For example, When Jerry arrives at a WHO research facility, believing that he may have a cure to the rampant virus, the doctor in charge risks his life to guide Jerry into the infected half of the building in order to find the virus that Jerry has in mind. A sense of community arising during a dangerous virus that is causing social breakdown is not limited to zombie movies. In fact, Priscilla Wald, a professor of English and Women's Studies at Duke University, comments on the ability of disease to bring people together, saying, "The interactions that make us sick also constitute us as a community." But truth be told, we shouldn't need some terrible disease to bring us all together. Humanity is facing many pressing issues right now, and it's all too often that the world feels divided rather than united. Maybe we can take a note from World War Z and create a community that strives to make the world a better place.
If you can fight, fight.
Hello? Is there anyone out there hearing this?
Help each other.
Mexico City has been declared a complete loss.
Be prepared for anything. Our war has just begun.